Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That this UQ could have been relevant at any time in the past 20 years is a damning indictment and a failure of the international community. This morning, my honourable friend for Huddersfield and I hosted Sudanese community voices alongside Médecins Sans Frontières, the BMA and others, and we heard harrowing stories about what's happening on the ground. Medical centres and hospitals are becoming battlegrounds, and as ever, it is women and children who are bearing the brunt of the devastation. The UN has called what's going on the world's largest humanitarian crisis. There are credible allegations of genocide backed by both the US and the United Nations, and there are well-documented cases of war crimes. This is a war on civilians. The UK, in its role as the UN penholder, must lead by example and convene international actors and lead us to urgent concrete action. Can the Minister set out what urgent action she plans to take in the next week, particularly given that Parliament will not be sitting again until September, by which time many more lives would have been devastatingly lost?
Well, could I thank the Honourable Lady for Bow and thank her for her important work in pulling together groups, particularly in her role on the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, particularly workers with their aid workers whose focus is on medical relief. And I'm sure she shares with me the worrying news that there's been a cholera outbreak in the region, and I thank her for her important work in that regard. She also impresses upon the House the importance of the UK's support to women and girls, and the Foreign Secretary visited the Sudan-Chad border in January to raise awareness of Sudan, speaking directly to refugees, including survivors who shared harrowing stories of sexual violence and torture. In March of this year, Lord Collins, the Africa Minister, chaired a UN Security Council briefing on committing to prevention of violence against women and girls in Sudan. But she's quite right to say that this week we must do even more as the House comes towards its rising. And I will undertake to share this particular dialogue in the House with the Minister for Africa so he can redouble his efforts in the month of August to make sure that the UK is well represented in international discussions.